So we've been talking a lot about fractions lately. Those of you who have some fraction pieces, can you just put them on the ground in front of you? Thanks. Okay, so we've been talking a lot about fractions. We've been talking about quarters and wholes and halves. I was also here not too long ago, and we talked about dividing things up, the whole numbers up into groups, right? We divided up some cookies to make sure each of my kids got the same amount of cookies. And right now, I've got a different problem. In my family, my mother always used to do this thing. Whenever we wanted to split something up, she would say one person cuts and the other person gets to choose. So that was a really strong incentive for me to learn how to divide things equally, so that I would get my fair share and my sister would get her fair share. It's a really good way of learning fractions. Yep, I have a sister. Now, in my family, we love pizza. We love pizza. And today, instead of us dividing wholes into fractions and turning fractions into wholes, we're going to do a little trading back and forth. So you'll get more comfortable with the idea of how fractions and wholes, their relationship and how they work together. So, I've got a whole pizza. As much as I would love to eat a whole pizza by myself, I don't think it's a good idea. Plus, I've got 3 other people in my family, so we have 4 people in my family. So I need a way to divide my pizza up into 4 equal parts. But you know what? I forgot my pizza cutter. I don't have my pizza cutter with me. Does anyone have, I know I handed out some pizza earlier. I think maybe I can trade my pizza for some parts. Does anyone have some, let me try, you know what? First let me divide it in half. Okay, so there'll be half for me and my husband and half for my kids.
I tell you, cut it in half. You bite
You
it.
do a quarter.
Oh, I could do quarters. I could do quarters, but let's start with doing half. And biting in half is not very sanitary. I don't want to get my kids germs, and I don't want to give them my germs. So does anyone have any halves of pizzas? Does anyone have any halves of pizza? Caleb, it looks like you have some halves there. Can I trade you? Mm-hmm. Okay. Here, I'm going to give you a whole pizza, and I'm going to take those halves. Now, before I trade, I want to make sure it's a fair trade. So let's check. Is it okay if I just hold it for comparison? Okay, let's check.
Yes.
Is that a fair trade? 2 halves or 1 whole?
Yes. Yes.
Yes. It looks like the halves are bigger.
Okay, well let's overlay them. Are they bigger?
No.
No, they're the same size. Okay, so you think it's a fair trade?
Yes.
Okay, so here, you can have my whole pizza. I'm going to have the halves. Now I've got these 2 halves, but I still have to divide them into half, right? Because now I need to share this side with my husband, and my daughter needs to share that with her brother. So how am I going to divide this into another set of halves, or 4? What do we call that when we've got 4 of something, 4 equal shares of something? Can you raise your hand? Okay. Tanner, what is that called?
Fourths.
It's called fourths. We have fourths of the pizza. Okay, so does anyone out there have squares? I mean, fourths for me. Okay, let me check. You have some fourths? Does anyone else have some fourths?
Yep.
Can I borrow some fourths?
Okay.
Just a couple. You don't have to give me all of them.
2.
Okay, let's give me 2.
Okay. That would make 1 half.
Yep, 2 would make 1 half. So I've got 2 sets, 2 quarters. 2 quarters to make my 1 half. Is that a fair trade?
Yes.
Turn to your partner and say, is that a fair trade?
Yes.
Oh, you know what? You're going to have to join them because we have an... Oh, no, there's True. Go to True. There's your partner, True.
Wait. Yes.
So, go. Talk.
Wait, I'm talking about the half of that.
Is a 2 quarters a fair trade for a half?
Yes.
No, talk to your partner.
Yes.
So turn around so I know that when you're ready to share. Okay. Kate,
Yes.
it's a fair trade. Why is it a fair trade?
Because you just like, if you have two, like you have a half,
Mhm.
and then you have a half that's cut up. It's the same.
It's the same.
Yeah.
So let's just so that we're clear, let me write this down so that we make sure we know what we're doing. So first we had 1/2 and 1/2, and we had 1 whole, right? 1/4. And so now we're saying that 1/2
It doesn't really matter.
equals 1/4 and 1/4. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
Yeah? That's what you're saying? Okay, so we've got 2 quarters. So let me trade, I will trade you the half for the 2. There you go. No, you keep that. So, now, oh, I have some more quarters. Now, Addie gave me 4 quarters. Oh, is that a fair trade?
Yes.
No.
Why isn't that a fair trade? Turn to your partner.
She's got 8, yeah.
Thea,
Because you've got 8 pieces.
I've got 8 pieces. But I had 2 pieces over here that I traded for 1 piece.
Oh, yes. 7 pieces.
I had 2 pieces. I had 1 piece, and I traded it for 2 pieces, right? Why was that a fair trade? Can I borrow my half back? Just for a second? I want to show them. Why was it a fair trade to trade 1 for 2 pieces? I had 1 whole piece, and I got 2. That's great. I think I got a good deal. Is this the same as this?
Yeah. No. Yes. It didn't cut out.
What? Raise your hand and tell me why you think this is not the same as this. And I don't mean whether it's cut up or not. I mean, is this the same amount of pizza as this?
Yes. Yeah. No.
Okay. Tell me why you think this is not the same amount of pizza as this.
Because that piece is bigger.
Is it bigger? If I were to put these all over, they would be exactly the same size. So,
But now you're liking the bottom half because it's smudging the things all over.
is this the same amount as this?
Yes.
Does it matter if it's cut in 2?
No.
So, now let's look at this. Is this a fair share? Tanner,
No.
why isn't it a fair share?
Because a whole pizza for 1/2 is not a fair share.
Okay, so this is 4, you're telling me 4 pieces, 4 quarters is the same as 1 whole. Okay, and 1 whole is more than 1/2.
Yes.
Okay, so you're telling me this is bigger than this.
Smaller, but put all together, it is bigger than that.
Oh, so individually, each piece would be smaller, but when you put them together, I
It's
get
a
a
bit-
whole
Yeah.
pizza. Okay, so put your thumb up if you think it's a fair share. No thumbs? Oh, you think this is a fair share? It's fair for me to get a whole pizza for a half a pizza?
No.
Yes.
No, I'm listening to True.
Mhm.
It's fair for me to get a whole pizza for a half a pizza.
No.
Why not?
Because, can't remember.
You can't remember. If I took 4 pieces from Addie for a half a piece, would she then have less pizza?
Yes.
She'd have a lot less pizza. What if I gave her 3 pieces? If she gave me 3 pieces, would that be too much?
Yes. Yes. No.
Yes.
Is this fair now?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, so this is fair. Okay, Addie, here's my half, and here are your other 2 pieces. I didn't want to take your extra piece.